Well, welcome back. It's Batley Bulldogs against Sheffield Eagles tonight. The context of the game is this. A win for Batley will take them into the top spot of this championship division, this championship league. So all to play for as far as they're concerned. They will have played a game more than those around them, and it might only be temporary, but at this stage of the season, to be anywhere near top is some achievement. And Sheffield Eagles, likewise, if they can pull off a victory here tonight, then they move into Featherstone Rovers, the current league leaders, in about 10 days' time. Two big games, two potentially season-defining games, and equally massively important for Sheffield Eagles as well. Well, the referee is making his way out here, eventually. George Stokes. You need crampons on this, but did you ever play on this pitch, Brian? And Batley get first touch of the ball in this opening half. Really important they make a good start, both teams as well here, isn't it? It's a decent drive by Smith.
I do like Smith, Dave. He never goes missing. He's always there for Batley. He's great shock of red head. You've got to have a red head in your team.
Applegarth is the other prop who's Saddleback just about on the halfway line, so muscular stuff in these early stages, as you would expect, of course. Both sides looking to stamp a little bit of authority on themselves if they can. Smith again, the former Castleford and Rochdale man, just inside the Sheffield half on the 6th. So here comes the kick. It's read well enough by Quentin Lolo to Gagai, and as we mentioned before, the chase has
got down there, didn't they? But positioned himself well. Be careful, he's on. Caught the ball on the full, which you encourage all your backfield catchers to do.
Here's Turner. He was caught well enough by 2 or 3 of those defenders. Andrew Henderson, what's in this parish, of course. Out from dummy half, Michael Knowles, the man, that runner on that left-hand flank. Henderson again here. 300th game tonight in England for Andrew Henderson. Played for Salford and Barrow and Castleford and Gateshead, and here he is doing a real stint for Sheffield. I think he's just agreed a new deal there as well, hasn't he?
10 metres.
Kick by Simon Brown. Jacks away from Potts, but kindly bounced by him. It's the other thing as well to read, if you're not familiar here, the way the ball bounces on this slope.
Hold, go.
It's like having backspin.
Yeah, you know, Potts was named on the wing, and I think he's obviously rolling around with Johnny Campbell. It's just a play on the team there. And here's the big boy in the wing.
Taken in by Brown. Batley looking to make the ground if they can. To his feet gets Applegarth. Away by Mennell, Paul Mennell. Again, they've reached the 5th, so here comes the final act of this little set of 6, and the kick by Ben Black on that occasion. Again, Lolo to Gagai's over there quickly enough and chased hard by Johnny Walker to get that tackle in.
Go. Just play the ball, there's nothing wrong with it.
Decent work here by Finnegan.
Go.
Henderson. Spencer will have felt that.
Go, give it forward.
Big hit on him. Taken on by Michael Knowles. Looking down that blind side, trying to get out of their own half here. Howison rolling it forward, 5 gone. Here comes the 6. Henderson stands and waits. Kick again from Brown, and it'll just bounce out of play. Give them a breather. They'll walk up there slowly. Head and feet for Batley, 15 from their own half.
Smart player. I'd have to say the backfield of Sheffield are on top at the moment. I'd love to see Brown a little bit more involved. Get 20 carries, get 30 carries in this game, Alex. And the same for Johnny Campbell on this side, because they're big boys. They'll help the front rowers get a bit of a rest and get Batley rolling down that hill. But you have to say that Brown looks comfortable at the moment with his kicking game coming up the hill. They've decided to take a rest where they can, which is smart tactics.
David Woods, what have you made of it so far?
Yeah, both sides at the moment just playing themselves into the game, but I think Sheffield, they'd be happy with the start that they've had. They've just sort of inched a little bit ahead in the battle for that field position with some smart kicking, and like Brian said, you know, they'll be wanting to just put the ball into touch like that to give them a little bit of a breather. But at the moment, they'd be very happy with the way they've started up the hill.
Paul Mennell on a dummy half. It's Byron Smith again to drive it forward. Real tough carrier of the ball. There's plenty of minutes, doesn't it? And here comes Mennell, given that platform by the quick play the ball. 5 tackles gone. Making progress here now. This is Gareth Moore who puts it high. going to be Alex Brown is underneath it, has taken it superbly well. Remember, though, this is the 6th, so when he's smothered in the tackle, they'll have to hand the ball over, but not a bad place to hand the ball over.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's a bit of a nothing kick for me. He's put it up. He's had the time to make it a little bit more demanding, but Alex Brown's got up and got the ball and couldn't keep it going.
Henderson just issuing the instructions.
Go.
Well, they've got a few runners here. The dummy shown by Simon Brown. He's almost ripped a hole in that Batley defence, but it just about recovers in the shape of Adam Scott. This now is Knowles. Well, he's lost as many yards as he's gained, and now he's gained them back again. Henderson, good little wrestle going on in the middle there. Here's Turner.
Not happy there, was he, Michael Knowles? A little bit of wrestling, a bit of ragging round. He was asking for a little bit of help from the referee there and didn't get any.
Harrison, one of the university boys back in the day, of course, a Hallam University signing. The kick is from Simon Brown, and it is just going to dribble out of play. And again, we'll give Batley head and feed just about 10 metres from their own line.
I think just for our viewers' help, what we're seeing Sheffield do is stay in what we call a channel. That left-hand side, 10 metres either side of the sideline. They get a big flare and they're going back up play. They're working over the half-back to try and make them tired so they get some running opportunities later in the half. And also when Brown gets the ball just off of that rope, is an easier kick towards the sideline to give them the rest and a walk up the hill.
See Mark Aston in the stands, of course, the Sheffield coach. Looking on, one of John Keir's 98 heroes. The Wembley Cup final, that's an ill-advised offload that has given Sheffield possession here and quickly worked on by Joe Hurst. Well, it was a dangerous play, especially so early in the camp and so close to their own line. Now it's Stringer who drives it in. Look at this for a platform, 4 to go from here. Henderson again, looking to this left-hand side and Brown. On again by Quentin Lolo to Guy, who's swept away from a couple of defenders. He's still threading his way through. What about this for a run? And eventually he's held up. How many hands got on him and how many failed to keep a hold? But he is just put down eventually. Now it's Stringer again. Driving in and held up. Andrew Henderson waits a dummy half. Simon Brown's long ball. Knowles in that left channel is going nowhere. Batley's defence is responding well here. Brown again with a kick. It's caught though by Alex Brown, and Brown's away. Look at him fly, Alex Brown. And who should get there but Billy Finnegan, but he's not going to hold. Brown's still going, and eventually Neil Morrison drags him down. It's end to end at the moment. Going this left-hand side through Danny Moore. Moore's trying to work a route through, but can't do so. Up the hill and down the hill. Oh, it's a poor play the ball. Bretherton to get well to get there. It's gone backwards, the referee says. And here's Gareth Moore.
This is end-to-end stop.
Hold me, come on.
Sheffield going to score and Brown creams them.
I wonder if he'd have gone fast up the hill. Here's Adam Scott. Just put down. Mennel spinning it wide. Black again. Oh, went for the short ball, but this miscommunication in attack. Terrific understanding in defence.
That's what epitomises our game at both ends, because Batley defended their own try line brilliantly, left-hand side, and then Brown with the kick, pinpoint for every day. It's going to be an attacking score, but no way. Alex Brown jumps up, outleaps her, and he's gone. Shut the game. Vinny Finnegan comes across, can't drag him down. Dominic Brambini tries to smash his ankles together. And then they go the wrong way after that play as well, Batley. So they'll be upset that they didn't come up with the score at the other end, but that's what you call end-to-end.
David Woods is breathless just watching this at times, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is, but I thought, you know, Sheffield just let themselves down a little bit with their attacking options up on that line. They had a good set of 6, 20 metres out. They didn't do a real lot with the ball, and then some great defence from the Sheffield side, though, to keep them out. But I thought Danny Moore, he went the wrong way when he jumped into dummy half, but some real good defence out wide from Scott Turner to stop the try.
Henderson away. It's Missy Tolapapa who's waiting at dummy half here. Hard yards being earned again as Joe Hurst thunders it forward. Henderson waits.
Go.
Another big man to take it in. This time Mitchell Stringer. Signed here all those years ago. It's a 17-year-old. That's 12, 13 years ago now, Mitchell Stringer. Had trips to London, of course. Spent time in London and Salford since then, but back at Sheffield. Big kick, rolls out of play.
Make sure roll back, lads. Make sure roll back.
Yeah, not the best kick, but not the worst kick either. At least they get to structure their line. I think Batley really benefit if they could get some of Sheffield's bigger blokes on their back. You know, they're playing the ball, the element, make them go on the ground, make them get up, make it a little bit slower so they can take advantage of that later in the game.
Move! Hold, go!
Picked up by Mennell, driven on by Byron Smith.
Move!
Stop there. So Mennell hands on hips again, waits to get them going. Here comes Applegarth. Forward and strong.
10. Come on, 10. Hold, go.
Mennell. Ash Lindsay. And when they call Mr. Batley, he's been here that long. But here comes the last. Mennell waits. It's going to be off the boot of Gareth Moore. High and hanging. Questions being asked here. Finnegan's underneath it, taking it very well in the
Nice catch. Nice catch under pressure too, because it was wobbling around a little bit, that ball.
Surrender!
Well, a big set defence here, David Woods, and Batley could be smiling.
Yeah, they could be. You know, probably not the best of kicks again, but the way it wobbled around in the air was a very, very good take out there from Finnegan, and they did very well, but they need a real big set of defence here, the Batley side.
Here comes Jack Howison, looking for the offload. Brian Noble, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking.
I've just seen you put a wine gum in your mouth, that's why I asked you.
Let's work at marking, lads.
Sneaky wine gum. Mitchell Stringer drives it in. Henderson stands and waits. Here's the kick. Brown again. It's a terrific kick, isn't it? Almost like he picks his spot, and then moments later the ball's bouncing on it.
He must have been out there with one of those radar guns, getting his trajectories out there. That's a fairly great goal for him.
Gareth Potts, 16 tries this season. He's a man in terrific form. Here comes Applegarth, and the referee's given offside against Sheffield. It's a punishing penalty, because Batley will start their next set fairly close to the Sheffield line.
As good as those kicks are, that chase, you know, the chase is there, but that first missed tackle, they can't afford to do that, and then to back it up with a penalty, especially when they're going up the hill, they can't give the Batley side the cheap yards like that.
There's Bretherton. It's Paul Mennell who stands and waits and dictates it again to Ash Lindsay.
Gets through some work, doesn't he, Ash Lindsay?
Mennell again. Here's Bretherton. 3 gone, 3 to go, and look how close they're getting here. Little run around has given Ben Black possession again. It's a testing ball for Johnny Walker. He's knocked on. Well, it's a poor way to end the set. Head and feed for Sheffield, but it's still a big effort to get out of here, isn't it?
It was a disappointing end to a set there for Batley, wasn't it? You know, they were looking to get some of their set play in there, and Ben Black throws the Harbour Bridge over the top, and Johnny Walker can't drag it in, and he's a dynamic runner, is Johnny Walker. We know this about him, so he's probably better off with a shorter ball and a running play rather than a long looping pass.
Two hands, Simon.
Well, you can hear the crunch of shoulder and chest. 2 defenders, 1 attacker. Only one outcome. Rambani this time from dummy half. Oh, it's a difficult ball. It's been lost, I think, here. Has it gone forward or backwards? The referee says forward. So the ball will be handed over more or less straight away via the medium of the scrum here. And Batley from 20 metres out have an ace position to attack from. David Woods.
Yeah, look, you just can't afford to do things like that. It's a poor play coming out of backfield. Tackle 1. You've just done all the hard work in defence. You've got the ball from the scrum. You need to be smarter coming out of backfield.
Fed by Moore. Here comes Ben Black. Oh, he's going to try and go himself, but Quentin Lolo Tagagai just got there to make the tackle. He's left himself on the ground. Tagagai, I think he's going to be okay. He's just sluggish. Oh, he is okay, because he's got to make the tackle from an offside position. You can't do that, son. Offside, penalty.
Not in this game. I think even you got that right as a call, Dave.
He was lying on the floor in wait, wasn't he? He was hiding. So the penalty, they're going to take the tap. They've got them on the rack here. So Lindsay, Ash Lindsay, taking it forward. It's like the bus game of Okie Kokie as he's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Picked up from Mennell. Went for the line, but too many bodies in the way. So back it comes. Here's Black. Shows, steps. Wonderful by Ben Black. Has the support on the inside as well from the block forward. Applegarth. Has he got in? The referee's there to have a look. And he'll point the finger. Well, George Stokes to say Batley have their first try, and Mark Applegarth is their scorer.
Well, that's great. Stays alive on the back of a half break by Ben Black. Beaten on the inside. Applegarth, Johnny on the spot, and finishing in the middle. Yeah. I think it's Sam Scott that gets caught out here by Ben Black. He decides to take him on, props off his left foot. Got Andrew Henderson on the inside, but you have to say that Applegarth's the man. He was there on the back on Ben Black's shoulder.
Well, we're used to seeing him play it loose forward, aren't we, Dave? But because of injuries, he's in that front row and doing a job there. Yeah,
he certainly is. Look, he's really trimmed down a lot. He was at York a few years ago, and he was a big prop then, but he's trimmed down, and he's got himself real fit. Spent a lot of time in Australia playing over there for a year, and he's doing a real good job. He really works hard, but Ash Lindsay's another one, just carrying the ball forward and getting them in the right positions. But the Sheffield side, they were guilty there. They pushed up really hard on the outside, and the middle never pushed up, and Black saw that, took off at speed, and Hendo, he's a legs tackler, so you always know you can get an offload on Hendo. So that was what happened. Hendo went low, good little offload, and Applegarth there to score the 4-pointer. They'll be really happy with the way that they've done that, because, you know, they haven't had the best of field positions early in this game.
Yeah, Applegarth played a couple of years in the Queensland Cup, didn't he? Which is a competition you're very familiar with. He
played in Sydney to start with, then he went up to the Queensland Cup and played up there, and he's really trimmed down and got himself really fit and playing some really good footy now.
And it's a very high level of competition there, isn't it? It's perhaps a little higher than the Championship, would you say? Queensland Cup?
Well, it depends which competition. I remember a young man called Jamie Peacock going over to play in Illawarra, and he certainly came back a better product.
So, Batley have the lead, 6-0. Here he comes again, the try scorer Applegarth with the offload to Mendel. Mendel with a little scampering, scuttering run, but Henderson's there to wrap him up and put him down. You're going nowhere else. Stay where you are. Here's Applegarth again. His defensive work is outstanding. Applegarth, he's renowned for his tackling, but my word, his carries are pretty hefty tonight as well, aren't they?
Well, he's showing up, that's the main thing, and that's what you need against this Sheffield team, because they have got some big units, and you have to say the quality of Batley's chase here is pretty good as well.
Here's Finnegan, who's not got too far to go before he meets a couple of defenders in his way. Acting half is Quentin Lalo Tagagai on that occasion. Here's Scott Turner.
This is probably where they missed Menzieri a little bit, Dave, because especially with the hill, and he's just like another forward, battering his way on the fringes there, getting an extra 5 and 6 metres with his leg drive, and makes it a whole lot easier for the Sheffield team. Somebody's going to have to put their hand up and do the work that he would have done.
Liam Higgins is on the field. That's his carry. I think it's his first touch of the ball since he's been on in the last moment or so. Kick from Brown. To Brown. Alex Brown is the man who collects it here for Batley.
That's probably Simon Brown's worst kick of the evening. Slipped.
It's Potts. Gareth Potts helping out the bigger man. Little drive from the wing. You like that kind of thing, don't you? See the wingers come in and do a bit of work.
Yeah, make them earn their living. Get in there where it's real action is, where the tough stuff is, where the big boys are. The Iron Men, where the Iron Men are. There.
Adam Scott taking it in. Back it comes to Gareth Moore. Now Byron Smith, good offload, keeping it alive nicely here. Gareth Moore, Ben Black, half through, gets the left arm free, but he's tugged out by Joe Hurst to make sure he can't get it away. So now it's the last. They're going to look down this blind side as well. Oh, it's a forced pass. It was carried by Gareth Moore. He had 3 men on the outside, but he couldn't get that pass away.
Yeah, I thought he got caught in 2 minds. I think he wanted to dribble it off his boot and chase the kick, and then he's seen the numbers on the outside and not made a decision on one of them, so come up with a nothing pass instead of the kick.
Well, we played 18 minutes. It remains Batley 6, Sheffield 0, but it is the first half and a game, to use the old cliche, but very much relevant to this ground, a game of 2 halves. Batley down the hill, and for the most part keeping Sheffield penned right at the foot of the hill as well. But they're looking to make progress here through Quentin Lalo Tagaga, caught in the act. Good tackle by Ben Black.
I've been impressed with Black so far. He's shown a willingness to take on the line and try and be a threat with the ball. And we saw there he's a willingness to go forward in defence and stop their huge threat out the backfield.
Well, he was responsible for the last 2 stops, wasn't he?
That's fine, Baz. Hold.
He's just retired to the wing for a breather, having been involved in 2 tackles. That's what halfbacks are allowed to do. Here comes the kick. Alex Brown has it watched. It's a fiddly one on the bounce, but he has it safely in the end. Oh, and he's lost it in the chase. A big shoulder put in by Joe Hurst, but the referee's saying another 6, saying that there was a Sheffield hand in there.
Not sure it was a hand.
Well done. Hold. Hold.
No, he dropped that. Loose carry.
Well, they've been given the benefit, haven't they? Batley. Here's Black again. Away to Adam Scott.
Hold. Hold. Go.
Black. Oh, it was a pass that was meant for the hands of Johnny Campbell, but it just disappeared through them.
He was gone if he takes that in. That's a good ball from Black. He's just head high. I reckon he deserved to catch that. Let's have a look. You'd expect him to catch that one, Dave.
And if he had
straight down the sideline.
If he had caught it, Dave, it was beckoning, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, you know, Finnegan and Knowles both shot in and left him unmarked, so it would have been a great foot race between him, you know, and the cover tackles coming across.
Ifs and buts. Here comes Ryan Hepworth. Ex-Royal Marine, isn't he, Ryan Hepworth? That's where Mark Aston saw him, spotted him. And by all accounts, absolute phenomenal fitness, as you would expect.
Military-type blokes, yeah. Not only do we have the admiration for them, but they do put themselves through the paces, don't they?
Davey at dummy half, the man on dual reg from Wakefield, and clever play by him because he knew they were offside. And he's got a first Sheffield penalty of the night, Brian Noble.
Yeah, and thoroughly deserved. He's been smart there, James Davies. Caught somebody offside and given his team a fabulous opportunity here.
This is Hepworth with a surge in the urge. Davey. He's a bright young player, only 22, James Davey. Still a big future ahead of him. And a big load of work rate in the immediate future ahead of Batley, because Sheffield are really asking questions here. That's a good ball out left, and Vinnie Finnegan will finish. Final pass from Lola to Gargai to get him over, and Finnegan wasn't going to miss, and Sheffield have their response.
Excellent finish from Sheffield, and I was about to say they're very left-sided in their attack through Knowles, and Quinton Togagai coming out the back, and it's a ball out the back, and he releases Finnegan. Probably a bit of a numbering up problem there from the Batley defence, but here we see the ball out the back, and you'd have to say that Johnny Campbell will be disappointed letting Vinnie Finnegan have such a free run in there. You see how tight he is on his centre. Johnny Walker there gives him the space to get into the corner because they have the numbers there. That will be the discipline aspect for Batley, but it's a great finish. Can't take it away from Finnegan.
Well, it came off the back of their first penalty, and what do we know about penalties?
Well, that's it. You know, you can't afford to give them, can you? Especially in field positions like that. But very quick hands from Quinton Lalatagai there, and like Brian said, you know, Campbell, he was just too tight and just wasn't even aware that he was outside him. I don't think Finnegan, and good 4-pointer for him, because you know, they've struggled the last probably 10 minutes to come out of backfield. And that penalty was a relieving one, but you know, on Davey, he's only been on a couple of minutes, but he's looked lively, and that was what they bought him for. Hendo was playing the full 80 minutes, and they needed to spell him to get the most out of him, and they've done that well.
6 points apiece thanks to Brown's kick.
Clearly shown there in our pictures. You know, he's way too tight on his centre. Johnny Walker, Johnny Campbell, and Vinnie Finnegan as a stroll-in, really.
So all square, and we've played what now, 17 minutes of this first half. It has been as entertaining as we would have expected it to be. A couple of bright and breezy runs and a couple of decent tries as well, scored in very different fashion, and parity restored, and a chance for Sheffield to clear their lines through Michael Knowles.
Hold, go. Be careful with that, Ben.
Here comes Liam Higgins. He's been around a bit, hasn't he? Former Castleford player, of course.
Legs lifted, it's held. Hold.
He's a Donny lad by birth. In by Hepworth. Again. Real muscular action by him, but well dealt with by those 4 Batley defenders. Oh, it's dropped by Joe Hurst. Well, one eye on the defence moving up, presumably, but still unforgivable.
Do you know something? As a coach, and Dave will qualify this as well, the one thing you want after a score is just get to a kick. Whatever you do, don't make a mistake, because he's inviting the team and that concentration. And here we see it again, an error from the Sheffield team.
Into the line comes Potts. Oh, he's got through as Gareth Potts, and a little step on the inside has left the fullback floored, and that's why he is one of the most marked men in the championship. Gareth Potts, 17th try of the season, and that one simply sizzled. Wonderful try.
Well, this is down to Simon Brown not making his play. He really wants to get up ahead of his line to try and stop. And there he goes. He thinks he's hit him round the head. It's a missed tackle from Brown. Potts does the rest. Gets into the backfield, right foot step. Gets over the line, sprinting down this hill. But this is Simon Brown's man without a shadow of a doubt. Turner doesn't give him any help either. But you have to say Gareth Potts finishes beautifully, doesn't he, with that right foot step. But came on the back of Sheffield not completing what the coach wanted them to do after the score. Just get to the other side of the fence with a kick and keep them up there, and inviting Batley into this half has proved dividends.
So a chance for more, to add a couple more. Decent effort. 12-6 Batley lead. They weren't held for very long, were they? 4 minutes, that's all. And they find themselves back in the lead by 12 points to 6, thanks to this try.
Yeah, straight from the scrum, and Potts beats Brown. He wants to make the play, defensive play, but he's in front of the line, which gives Potts the opportunity to go either side of him. He steps in, he misses the tackle. And unfortunately, Scott Turner can't come up with the play either.
So 15 minutes of the first half remaining. 12-6 Batley lead, and Sheffield kick again, and now that this ball is going to come back with them with some spirit from a side who've just got themselves into the lead, and their confidence is high, and they're running it well here. James Green. Now he's a man to keep an eye on as well, is he? James Green on dual reg from Hawkinston Rovers, and I think he's very much on the fringes of OKR. I think he's one of those who could be featuring in the Super League before very long.
He had a big game last time we watched him with Batley on loan, and both myself and Dave Woods have got big raps on him. With he's big, he's strong, he's got good footwork, he's got an offload as well, and having a look at him there, he's not scared either, is he?
Keeganhurst put down. Back he comes here to Black, short and flat, and a little look around by Applegarth, couldn't get it away. That was a fifth. Here comes the last. Black's moved into position quickly again. A little stabbed kick down the hill. I think it's going to roll out of play. It is. That's what the hill counts against you, doesn't it? It's like a put on the 18. Just gets a little bit of a roll and doesn't stop. Sails past the hole, and before you know it, you're tapping back on the 20.
That's just like golf.
Yeah, absolutely. It's exactly what happens. Dave Woods, what are you making of this now?
Yeah, look, it's just, you know, the errors from Sheffield, and that's allowed Batley to score that try. But, you know, still very much in this game with 12-6 and coming down the hill back end of the game. So, you know, interesting competition at the moment. It's the errors and the penalties that are doing both sides injustice.
Taken on by Liam Higgins.
Go.
It's another big kick from Simon Brown. Now, is this a 40-20? Is that a 40-20? He was certainly well inside the 40. Has it gone beyond the line? No, it hasn't, I tell you. That must have been a matter of inches.
Let's get the ready reckoner out.
I thought it was a 40-20 when he kicked it. You know, it looked like it just went on the other side. It's a difficult spot to look from here. He was definitely inside.
Well, it was almost a 30-20, wasn't it? So there was no problems from that point of view. The question is now, where's it gone out of play?
Oh.
Well, the touch judge had a good view of that and has decided that it was just short of the 20-metre mark. So Batley get away with one.
Would I what?
Batley get away with one.
No, I don't think so. I think it's the right call. I think we were giddy because it was such a great kick from Brown, and I think, you know, the touch was in pretty good position.
That's a decent drive.
It's certainly a warning, though, isn't it? You don't put Brown under pressure and let him kick for free. He's going to nail one of those.
Taken in well by Hurst. This is Moore, and a little step on the inside from Potts. Now it's Mennell. taking them on himself. Black was anticipating the offload. Medal couldn't get it away, but it's a decently quick play the ball. There's still men on the floor as Lindsay takes it forward. He's looking for the offload, gets the arm free. This is Hurst. Hurst with a drive. Eventually put down, but that's tackle 5. Here comes the last. Black wants it quickly. Looks to this left-hand side. Moore's on his outside. Oh, miscommunication again. One went one way, one went the other, and the ball drops somewhere in the middle.
A bit of a hash of that, didn't they? Just a bit of communication issue. They're really keen, the Batley Hearts, aren't they? Black's buzzing and doesn't quite see more drop off and makes a hash of the pass.
Here's Morrison in a battle with a couple of defenders. Slows the whole thing down, so Batley's defence is ready for this next wave of attack. They'll get another 6 here because there's a hand there from a Batley player. So another couple of extra carries to take it forward. Higgins blasting it in. Here's Finnegan. He's got it away, but not enough to fool that Batley defence. Hepworth. The defenders swarming around him. No purchase.
Go.
Shostak.
Move!
It's Davey.
Ashley, you're too deep there, mate. Okay.
Brown with a kill. In fact, it's away to Lola Tagaga. They're on here, but the pass to Shostak giving too much to do. Defenders around him, so he's put down inevitably. But here comes the 6th. Here comes Brown. High ball over the top. It's intercepted by Alex Brown. Oh my word! Go! Off he goes. Alex Brown sails away. What about that for an interception? What about that?
Well, they weren't going to stop him this time, were they? He's blocked it out of the ether and he's gone. Straight down the sideline. Was he onside with my mind? Simon Brown's gone from the big speculator over the top. That just gives somebody of his speed the time to see the ball, jump the ball, get the ball. Here we go. Simon Brown. I'll get it to my winger. No one. Because Alex Brown will take it off his hands and sprint down the side. Dominic Brambani has no chance of catching him with that kind of start and that kind of hill and that kind of speed. And he plunks it under the hedge.
He was burning down that hill so fast at one point. The only question was, would he be able to stop before he hit the advertising hoardings?
Well, that was the case there, wasn't it? You know, but look, it was a speculator from Brown. It wasn't needed to be thrown. They did a real good job to get themselves up there. And, you know, like, even if the ball had have gone to hand, they would have been tackled anyway. It was a poor option from him. He needed to just get that kick in. There was a smart play the play before where he turned it back on the inside to Togo guy, and they looked like they were going to score then. And then we just see it again now, just a big speculator. And Brown, he's done a great job. He's caught that. That's twice now. He thought he had another try from a runaway before. This time there was no one going to get near him.
Well, the kick's gone over as well, so 18 points to 6. Batley lead against the Sheffield Eagles. And we've got 8 minutes of this first half remaining. Big high kick from Simon Brown. Oh, it's bounced again. The old big hill back spin, but then patted forward and taken by Batley. Back again.
Batley's best 2 breaks have come on the back of what Sheffield did. Well, they can cure that.
End-to-end stuff earlier and end-to-end stuff leading to that try, and it's going to be another big hand here for Batley because the penalty's gone their way. And Ben Black's going to make them suffer here, you feel. With a kick down the hill. Sees the ball out of play just beyond the halfway. And Batley start from here. 6 tackles to have a go. Here comes the first drive from Applegarth.
Big defensive set this, Dave, for Sheffield. They need to hold them out, this one.
Lythe's queuing up for the next ball. Here he comes on from the interchange bench. Chris Lythe.
Go. With the foot.
Oh, it's a good pass. Keegan Hurst just pushing himself into the hole that suddenly closed up to make sure he was going no further. Wildy. Here's Moore. Moore with a little dab kick towards the corner. A job to do here. It has been done well by Quentin Olatogaga.
He did really well there to sit down and keep himself in the field of play.
But as kicks go, it leads to just that because they've nowhere to get out of there, haven't they? Drop it underneath the sticks.
It's a very smart kick from Manelli, and I think that's what he wanted to do last play when he threw that ball wide and went into touch. But a great kick, good little chase, very difficult to come out of that backfield as shown there, and he was just driven back over the dead ball line. The Sheffield winger there, Nev Morrison, and another lot of pressure coming up for him.
Here they come, another wave. Johnny Campbell just threatening to make the burst in the first instance. Wild is at dummy half. Inside it comes for Keegan Hurst. Big drive by him and a twist and a turn. 2 tackles gone, 4 to go, 20 metres to cover. This is Gareth Moore. He's got it away, taken on by Green. Green's got the offload. Wild is there in pursuit, puts the pass on to Applegarth. Well, they're asking all the questions here. Could be a 3-score lead by the half-time if anything comes of this. Wild is away. Defenders there quickly. This is live. Standing and waiting at dummy half. Back it comes to Moore. Moore with a step. He's broken the line. But it reassembles quickly. Wildy again on the last. Short and flat. And Wade is over. Pushing off the defender on his way to the line. They're going to be disappointed with that defensive stint, Sheffield, the way it finished. But Batley are cock-a-hoop. 22-6 they lead.
They've done real well for 5 players, and they will be disappointed with this last player, Sheffield, on their line. They cure the problem. Moore's had a punt himself. You have to cover. There's no point in talking. He's calling on his haunches. He's a Ryan Hepworth and left alone, and Blythe just spots him out and a one-on-one opportunity on the try line, and you're going to get over. You need some troops in and around there. Where's the danger? Where the ball is. That's where the threat is, where the ball is in the next pass. You've got to cure the immediate, and they didn't.
Well, Higgins went to the wrong side, didn't he? Higgins went across the back of the play and went to this right-hand side. Stosak, he made the tackle. He also came to this right-hand side, and it just left too big a gap on that side for Hepworth, and just wasn't strong enough to make the tackle.
Kick successful. 24-6. Batley lead. Not insurmountable. Not insurmountable by any stretch, but it's looking good at the moment for the side who are looking to go top tonight.
Yeah, it is looking good, but we've seen huge swings this year already, and Sheffield are well capable. They just got to get a bit smarter. You know, they've gifted Batley 2 tries and done some tough stuff for 5 players and clocked off on the 6, which will be disappointing, Mark Aston.
Well, look at that.
Get that into
look at that. That was James Green, wasn't it? Has got the ball away. They're coming in swarms here now. Johnny Walker. Look at this for a carry by Green.
I think Sheffield need half-time.
Well, they are running uphill through treacle at the moment, but that helps. Oh, big mistake. Head and feet at the scrum goes Sheffield's way.
Well, I'm sure they'll be happy if they can keep the ball for the next 4 minutes, Sheffield, because, you know, that was a great run. Real good, strong carry from Green there, and he got the offload, and they're just at 6s and 7s at the moment in both attack and defence, the Sheffield team.
Here's Quentin Lolo to Gagai, who's happy to try and take the ball on if he needs to. Certainly beat Bretherton, but there were more waiting in the wings. But he was going no further. Tola Papa in, and again strong enough to shrug them away and get the pass away to Hepworth, who might feel he's got a bit of repaying of his side to do, having been responsible for the last try, but he's given it away. Desperate to keep it alive, has given it away. Applegarth.
Probably what they just didn't need at all. It's a poor decision from Hepworth. I'm not criticising the offload, we've all got the right and the ability, but the quality of his decision and the execution was poor.
It's one of those where you probably feel you've got to try something extra.
No, but you don't.
Here's Applegarth. Legs and ball dealt with top and bottom. No offload coming there, was there? Oh, that's a good pass again, and into the gap goes Keegan Hurst. It closes up, but that's the second time we've seen him take that flattish pass and really push himself into the gap. Black now puts the kick up to Gagai's underneath it, caught it well, but look how close he is to his line. He's done well to get it back in the field of play. Smart-ish play by him. This now is Finnegan. How long with this half to go? 2 minutes. So they'll be looking for a big set here. Will Sheffield to clear their lines if they can? 2 more big drives maybe, and then a huge kick if they can. Here comes Higgins. Give them a little bit more of a platform. Davey. So that left flank and nose. So that's the 5th. They want to quick play the ball to make the kick as easy as possible. Back it comes all the way to Brambani in the end. He does get it away. Potts underneath it. Catches it safely enough. Hogan's the chase.
That's smart play from Sheffield, because Batley were hunting down Brown, and Brambani made himself available at second receiver, +2 they call it, for the kick.
Danny Moore. I remember him just from Wigan. He was at Wigan at the start of his career, wasn't he, Danny Moore?
Keep working, keep working. Go.
Away goes Wilding. Again, it's a big kick. Is it going to hold? Is it going to hold? Oh, it might. It might. It has. It has. And Lolita Gagai has some work to do. But boy, has he done it well. Taking it up towards the 30-metre mark. Fantastic recovery from Quentin Lolita Gagai, who thought he was going to go for a tap. And instead it took a heroic return of the ball, and Turner again. Well, 2 tackles there on the halfway line almost.
Yeah, I think it was a planned move.
Out it comes to this right-hand side. Here's Tolapapa with a step back on the inside. The defence has to recover quickly, but Tolapapa has shaken him off. This is good from him. Applegath was waiting for him. Didn't need to get it because 2 more defenders came in ahead of him. Davey. Hepworth. Forward pass. It's another needless mistake. It's going to be the final act of the half as well. The hooter sounds. So any chance of a last piece of glory from Sheffield disappears with the forward pass. A shake of the head, but boy, what a half that's been, Brian Noble.
Very end-to-end. All the scores were end-to-end, and the 2 intercepts and plays by Simon Brown, and they'll be disappointed with that first half, Sheffield. You know, they're getting together in the middle of the field now. They know what they've done, and they're certainly not out of this game if they get the first score in the second half.
And David Woods, what have you thought of that opening